on now, a very important development in the Supreme Court. For those who wanted the restoration of paper ballots for elections, well, the Supreme Court has rejected that plea, and they have also, of course, made a big statement validating electronic voting machines. The Supreme Court has said if you win, then EVMs aren't tampered. That's the question they've asked. Now, this is, of course, punctured excuses made on the part of several opposition parties who've alleged that their defeat in elections is as a result of misuse of EVMs. That's, of course, something that the Supreme Court has now highlighted as well in its latest order, where it has denied or in fact junked a proposal to revert to paper ballots when it comes to voting in elections. This is not the first time that a plea of this nature has been made in the top courts of the land. On several occasions in the past, the Supreme Court has, of course, validated the integrity of the EVM process as well. But this is probably the first time where the Supreme Court has made some very harsh observations about those who've questioned the integrity of the EVM electoral process, and also highlighted the hypocrisy of those parties who are perfectly okay with EVMs in states where they win elections, while of course they end up resorting to an excuse of EVMs being tampered in the event that they lose an election in a particular state. We'll of course wait for the official wording of what the Supreme Court has actually said in this particular order and the context in which these comments were also made. But clearly another validation for the EVM process of holding elections now on the part of the top court of the land. There are several opposition parties who on multiple occasions, following unfavourable electoral verdicts, who've raised questions about the integrity of the election process and the misuse of EVMs. That's their allegation. All those claims are now being punctured once again by serious observations made by the Supreme Court when a petition had been filed seeking a restoration of the paper ballot process of holding elections. The Supreme Court has completely junked that proposal and has also now made some very serious observations about the hypocrisy of certain parties who are perfectly okay with the EVM process when they win elections, but complain about it when they lose. Let me go across to Harish now for more on this. Harish, please take us through the exact observations made by the Supreme Court when it came to junking the proposal once again, or a petition that had been put forward before it about restoring paper ballots. Harish, can you hear me?
Yes, in fact, Siddharth, this petition was filed. Yes, in fact, this petition was filed by one evangelist, K. Paul, who said that the country should revert to a paper ballot, and saying that EVMs are not believable, untrustworthy, and can be tampered, and democracy is throttled, and will of the people is not getting implemented. So at this juncture, and he also said that political leaders like Chandrababu Naidu and Jagan Reddy have also supported this fact. At this juncture, the Supreme Court bench said that when Chandrababu Naidu or Mr. Jagan Reddy lost, they say that EVMs are tampered, and when they won, they don't say anything. So this is what the Supreme Court told PIL petitioner who saw the return to paper ballot. Therefore, the Supreme Court is of the view that it is the losers who indulge in EVM bashing. So a very big observation coming in from the Supreme Court, especially at a time when, even during the recent assembly elections in Maharashtra, the losing side, several leaders of the Maha Vikas Aghadi had questioned the functioning of the EVMs and blamed it for the Maha Vikas Aghadi's defeat.
Sure.
And so today the Supreme
Court... Right,
Court...
Harish, we'll wait for the official copy of that particular order to also be out so that we can go through the exact observations that have been made by the Supreme Court in this matter. Now,